Hello. I've been waiting for you three.
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you?
I am the architect, but please call me Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Larry!
I created the Matrix, as well as several popular video games, including Qbert and Dick Duck.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I didn't create Frogger, but I came up with a name for it. Can you believe that they wanted to call it Highway Crossing Frog?
That is so lame.
I know. It's the lamest name I've ever heard of. Highway Crossing Frog.
Why am I here?
Yeah, why are we here?
Is there an echo in here? Is there an echo in here? The Caleb Watches Movies Review channel is a systemic anomaly created by the programming of the Matrix. Although the transport process has altered your consciousness, you irrevocably remain human. Ergo, concordantly, vis-a-vis. You know what? I have no idea what the hell I'm saying. I just thought it would make me sound cool.
You haven't answered my question.
I'm feeling a little vulnerable right now, so you just need to chill out. Can you do that? I appreciate that. Thank you. Now, originally Neo here was invited to come over to my channel and watch my reviews, but watching my reviews is a full-time commitment, and he seems distracted as of late.
Trinity.
See what I'm talking about? That's why I called in Sean and Justin, because you, my friend, are completely pussy-whipped.
Oh! Bullshit.
Watch the sass, Captain Sassy Pants.
Yeah, you're kind of spazzing out, dude.
You haven't answered my question.
Yes, I did. You see, when I was trying...
You haven't answered my question.
I'm trying. You just need to let me talk.
Why am I here?
Ugh, would you shut up?
You won't let
No, you won't let it! I'm the one who talks! Okay, mouth shut, ears open!
You have...
You do not want to see me get out of this chair! Ergo, open your yapper one more time and I'm going to architect a world of pain all over your candy ass! Ergo! Vis-a-vis!
This is...
Concordantly! Justin,
Yeah,
I apologize. I don't usually like to use my big voice.
that's alright, dog.
Now, there are two doors in here. The door to your left leads Sissy Boy here back to his bitch. Yeah, what up, G? You can't handle it. And the door to your right leads you to the greatest movie review channel on YouTube, Caleb Watches Movies. And the mini door is for Muffin to go out and piddle. Hey, up here, hey, okay? You are bizarre.
Thanks, Lair.
Don't mention it. Oh, and hey, go watch the shit out of those reviews.
Boom.
If I were you,
Bite your tongue. Bite it.
I would hope that we don't meet again.
Why'd you do that? I told you to shut up! The Matrix Reloaded, released in 2003 and is directed by the Wachowskis, which I had reviewed a movie of theirs before on this channel. I think it was V for Vendetta, and I called them the Wachowski brothers because growing up, that's how I knew them, but come to find out that they actually had gender change surgery, so I apologize for not catching that the last time. They are actually women now, so we're gonna call them the Wachowskis going forward, to honor their wishes. And this movie stars Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie-Anne Moss, Hugo Weaving, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Gloria Foster, who I remember passing away at the end of shooting this film, so she wasn't around for the third Matrix movie. They had to do some type of like rewrite to get another actress in there, like her shell changed or whatever, all because she had passed away. So brought back a really sad memory, actually. The events of the first Matrix movie have completed. Now Neo is struggling to find out what is his purpose and what is he supposed to do to end the war between the humans and the machines. His crew, led by Morpheus, played by Lawrence Fishburne, come back to the humans' main headquarters called Zaya, to lay groundwork for their defense against the coming battle against the machines. However, the Oracle does reach out for Neo to come see her so that she can give him one last task to fulfill his prophecy as the One. Have you ever needed to shit so bad that when you sat down, nothing came out? That's this movie. If you love being teased for 2.5 hours with no climax, this movie is for you. That is all this movie is, playing off the success of the very first Matrix that everyone universally loved, and then promising us an amazing conclusion to this wonderful trilogy, and just, at least, it's just one extra pit stop on the disappointment train. Let's talk about The Matrix around this time. So when The Matrix came out in 1999, that aesthetic, that type of style was everywhere. At least amongst the nerd community, for me. Everyone started wearing black, like all black, wearing sunglasses, wanting long trench coats and walking around with them all the time. I remember this one instance where I was at the mall and I was at Suncoast Video. Do you remember Suncoast Video? It was awesome. They had a bunch of these black and white pictures of all these famous characters and famous movie stars. They would have a ton of VHSs. Yeah, do you remember VHSs? Wow, this is dating me. They went out of business like 10 or 15 years ago. But there was this picture of Neo in the very, very back, and he was wearing his Matrix Reloaded new trench coat, which actually still looks pretty badass. But this dude with this very thin mustache, like he was trying to grow facial hair, brought his grandmother all the way to the back of the store, and he took off his sunglasses because he wore them all the time. Grandma, that's the type of trench coat I want. Oh, God. I remember this. I remember laughing at that point, and it's still funny to me going back on it. But that style was everywhere because everyone loved the first Matrix. It was a sci-fi action take on the type of Truman Show mindset, where you know or you have a feeling that the reality that you're living in and that you're conscious in is not real, and there's something else out there. But then the Wachowskis came along and they were like, you know what? With this movie, our concept is the illusion of choice. They talk about it all the frickin' time. There's a prophecy, so it's already been foretold that you're going to do this. Like even the conversations that Neo has with the Oracle, she even says, no, you don't have a choice, you've already made the choice. You're just here to understand it. What? This is actually a philosophical debate. Like, it's the illusion of choice is an actual question that's asked. Do you believe that things are predetermined? Or do you feel that there is a force out there called free will? You have the free will to choose where you're going, what you're going to do, who you're going to love, who you're going to be with. So if we give people the illusion that, hey, yes, you have free will and you are making the choice, when in fact I'm kind of forcing it on you. That's a term used when it comes to magic. So if you're fanning out cards and you say pick a card, any card, you can force an idea of a person picking out the card that you want them to pick. It's the same concept here. And as I'm talking about it, I'm realizing just how bogged down I am when it comes to this. I am all for movies having philosophical ideas and forcing the audience, to ask a question or to look at their values. But gosh, when you load so much of this hardcore shit in here, it really deters from my enjoyment level of this movie. Because this plot is just so convoluted. And it all doesn't have a payoff in this movie. Keanu Reeves returns as Neo, and even though he is the one, he realized his power at the end of the first movie, he's still his what-asking self. Seriously, go back and watch the first Matrix. He asks what so many times. What? Why? Whoa. And he's still doing that here. But he is having a renaissance in his career right now, so if there's any time to talk about the Matrix movies, I guess now would be the time. I think he does the best with his material. He plays this role pretty well. Like I've said previously, he loves to accent and emphasize every single word in a line that he is given. He doesn't know the concept of a throwaway line or a throwaway word in a sentence to give a line delivery some melodic tendencies. But now, here he is taking everything too seriously. Lawrence Fishburne comes back as Morpheus, and this is the last hurrah, I think, of the Morpheus character. Because by the end of this movie, when we find out that things aren't really as they seem, or things aren't really as they were prophesized to him, and that's something that he solely believes, he kind of breaks down in the third one. So if you're wanting to see Morpheus again at his peak belief in the prophecy, in his religion, this is the last hurrah for you. Carrie-Anne Moss returns as Trinity. I never really liked Carrie-Anne Moss in this role. I guess I never really liked her as a heroine, because I don't really like her, actually. But I like Hugo Weaving. He comes back as Agent Smith. Mr. Anderson, welcome back. We missed you. Agent Smith now has this copying capability. He's like a virus that takes over a computer system, which I'm wondering, did this happen before? Kind of playing off the ending of this movie. Did this happen before in the other iterations, or is this a brand new thing, and that's why everything's kind of different this time? I think it's the latter, but it could be the former. There's a lot of questions that I have about this movie that are not resolved in the third one. This does leave to the best fight scene in the entire film, though. Neo meets up with Agent Smith, and all these other Agent Smiths comes in, and that's really what this film is known for. When that first trailer came out, and he's just fighting them all, it's so badass. But it's badass up to a point. What was really cool about the first Matrix, and really this Matrix, for the most part, is the practicality. There's a tangibility with these actors because they're actually doing the fight choreography. They're actually doing a lot of the stunts that you see. However, when it switches from that to complete computer CGI, unlike the first one when really the majority of it was practical effects. People on wires, you have a bunch of cameras doing the 360 turnaround, but here they started playing with 100% CGI characters. And it actually looks okay when it's objects, so when it's ships or cities or things like that, it's okay. When they start doing it with people, like with Neo and Agent Smith, this looks bad. Like bad video game recording bad. And I think it's because these CGI characters on screen are just too clean. Neo's coat seems too perfect. There's no texture to it. Neo's face, Agent Smith's face, there's no imperfections anywhere. So when you're watching the scene, you're going back and forth between the practical actors doing the choreography to the CGI stunt work. It is 100% jarring. Granted, CGI in 2003, it's nowhere near what we have today. Still doesn't make it less jarring though. And plus there was this weird sound effect, and I heard it when I originally saw this movie, and I thought it was strange then, just as I think it's strange now. At a point during this fight scene, Neo throws one of the Agent Smiths into a pile of Agent Smiths, and I'm pretty sure I hear a bowling sound, where all the pins are going down. So, is that a malfunction in the Matrix, in the computer programming? I don't know, it was so weird, it was out of place, because you never hear that type of style or that type of sound effect in any of the other Matrix movies, so out of here it just seems strange. I do like the aesthetic, though, that the Wachowskis create with this movie. How the characters travel through back doors, and how they end up in one place, and then quickly end up in another. It acts. The Matrix acts very much like a computer program, where you can go from point A to point B by going through some type of backwards channel. So you can tell that the Wachowskis put a lot of attention to detail when it comes to the aesthetic of this movie. When it comes to the storyline, though, there is a lot of buildup. This film, it's all buildup, and there is absolutely no climax. And we actually find out that the first movie and a lot of the actions in this one are almost completely bullshit. If you haven't seen these movies, I really don't want to spoil it, because I want you to feel the pain that I felt after watching this movie and leaving the theater. And if you want to brave watching the third one, you know, by all means, please do so. Whew. That was a disappointment. But this was a nice trip down memory lane. I remember being so hyped for this movie. There was The Matrix, there was Lord of the Rings around this time in my life, so it was a good time going to the movies for me. I'm going to give The Matrix Reloaded 2.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I found that if you have a goal, that you might not reach it. But if you don't have one, then you are never disappointed. And I gotta tell you, it feels phenomenal.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part in my videos, where I pick which movie I'm going to be watching next. My next one comes as a recommendation from Rodrigo. The last time you recommended something was Saint Trinians, and I absolutely despise that movie. So you've been in the doghouse, but I'm honoring one of your other recommendations here with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Typically hailed as probably the greatest Western ever created, or one of the greatest films ever made. And to be honest, I've only seen it once. I'm not the biggest Western fan. I do remember really appreciating this movie, though, the first time I saw it. But I'd be happy to check it out again, so thank you very much, Rodrigo, for the recommendation. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, please leave your comment below this video, go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter, leave your recommendation there. And if I have access to it, I will watch, review it, and give you a shout on the channel. So everyone, have you seen The Matrix Reloaded? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, please comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And if you like what you saw here, if you like my take on movies, then hit that subscribe button. It helped us out a lot. We've already hit our goal of 627 subscribers in 2019, so that's amazing. We are heading our way towards 1,000 subscribers. As a reward for all of you that have helped me hit 1,000 subscribers, once we hit that, I will review, I will torture myself and record myself torturing myself watching Arachnophobia, which is something that I have, a movie that scarred me very early on in my life, and I never wanted to revisit it. But I will revisit for all of you if we hit 1,000 subscribers. So if you want that to happen, and if you know people that love people talking about movies, then send them over my way and hit that subscribe button. So everyone, I will see you next time with my review of the good, the bad, the ugly. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.